Peaches. Today's Pick a Card Tarot reading is all about relationships and vulnerability if you're wanting to put yourself out there. And it's by request, so don't be afraid to comment if there's something that you want me to address, okay? So we are going to look at what it is that you bring to the table, what it is that you need to heal, and how you should approach vulnerability. So here we go. Okay, stack 1 is the bunny, stack 2 is the badger, and stack 3 is the skunk. There's the timestamp, so you can skip right to your reading. All right, if you have the bunny, stack 1, perseverance, the emperor, the 5 of wands, and the sun. Ooh-hoo. All right, so that glare is not going to go away. Okay, yeah, all right. All right, so if perseverance is your overall energy, I want to say that everybody's different, and just because someone's an asshole, try not to give up on humanity. If anything, like, the assholes they could help you appreciate those that you're in alignment with even more. And you may not make a connection like the first day, but the only 100% guarantee of failure is quitting. So for what you bring to the table, the sun with perseverance, this is awesome. It's only the best card in the deck, or so they say. I'm partial to the tower, but anyways, it's like you bring charm and joy, positivity, and you seem to be transparent and in your integrity. So like childlike, humorous, a sunny disposition, or you could say, or you may have, I think, an infectious laugh. I think you may be just one of those people that everyone wants to be around, because they can share in some of that energy. It radiates off you and share the limelight. Like they look good being with you. You make them look good somehow. Not like by comparison, but because you'd be seen with them, then they look good. Like when people name drop that they kind of know a celebrity, it makes them seem cool or popular or whatever. So that's the key thing that you bring to the table. I would say light of one sort or another. Even if it isn't, okay, so even if this isn't true, you may appear to be someone that moves through life easily and unencumbered. I think people feel warm with you and seen by you, and they like to be seen with you. The cool thing is that it's real. It's like you aren't putting on anything. You just do your thing and you shine just like that. And with perseverance, I would say consistency. You bring consistency to the table. People don't wonder which version of you may come out. The downside, though, to this is that people may project a lot onto you and have unreasonably high expectations, or like ascribe meaning to something you say or do that really isn't there. So people could like mistake your kindness for flirtation if you aren't careful on that. So what you need to heal, the 5 of wands. So watch out for something in you that hops to snap judgments or judges people by their initial appearance, you know, judging a book by its cover. As for healing, like that means reconciling internally with people in your past. Like you don't have to make up with them, you know, in the real world, but just in your mind, realize that that person is not this person. Like for example, like people that have ruined things for everyone else. Like Billy in middle school was a terrible jerk, and now I won't date anyone named Billy, right? Also, whatever it is in you that is bothered by people trying to one-up you, I'm seeing that some people may feel intimidated, unworthy, inadequate. So that's where that trying to like impress you may come from. Definitely work on your confidence so that you aren't so easily deterred by competition, because like for all of this that you have going on for you with the sun, other people will too, and their existence doesn't take anything away from you. We should all kind of do better about lifting each other up, I think, and not tearing other people down just to make ourselves look good. I should say it doesn't take anything away from you unless you let it, right? So don't shrink away or minimize yourself or become this one-upmanship energy yourself. You know, the story, have you heard the one about the rain cloud and the sun, and they kind of bet which one can get that guy to take his jacket off, and the cloud blows and blows and the guy just holds on tighter to his jacket and the sun just shows its face and the guy takes off his jacket. It's like you don't have to try so hard. It's okay, this is important. It's not a zero-sum game. And don't be something you're not if you want to connect authentically with someone who is a match to you. Or you'll just wind up like from one mismatch to the next. Also, try to enjoy the chase a little bit. I mean, that's part of the fun and part of the process and part of the experience. It could be fun if you allow it to be and you don't like force anything. Force something to fit that just doesn't fit. And also be open to learning and being curious about cultural differences and all of the different ways people that aren't like you can contribute positively to your life. And even if they contribute challenge, in the right spirit of approach, that can be positive too. So for how to approach vulnerability, you have the Emperor. And I love this with perseverance because the Emperor becomes the Emperor over time through battles both won and lost. So it's like no experience is wasted with Emperor energy. It asks you to approach vulnerability as a leader. It calls on you to fiercely protect your independence and to guard against codependency. You can be vulnerable and still hold on to your strong will, and showing your true self to someone is an act of bravery that comes with the confidence that they can't do anything to you because you haven't given them your power. Don't give them that power. You maintain your authority. Like what you choose to do, you do on your terms. So absolutely maintain your locus of authority. And that doesn't mean that you can control others. No. But you don't let anyone control you either. So it's guarded and relaxed at the same time. It's like the energy of having seen and done and kicked ass and can enjoy a party afterwards. And snap into battle mode when someone tries to invade or take advantage at a moment's notice. Like being fiercely protective of what matters, and that includes loved ones and yourself. So when you know you're in control of yourself at all times, you can let someone come in closer because you trust yourself. Okay, so that is what I have for you for now. If you'd like me to pull a clarifier, comment stack 1 and I'll pull one more card and get just a little bit of a narrower focus on all of this for you. Okay, thank you. Okay, stack 2, the Badger. You have Journey. Half the treasure is the journey on the path to finding it. So with this as your overall energy, it feels like a reminder not to hold on too tightly to anyone, especially if this is about friendships. Even if your goal is to find a long-term stable partner, the road there could be paved with the experiences of people coming and going from your life. So keep moving forward and don't stop your own journey if a crossroads takes you in different directions from someone. So you have the 9 of Cups, the 3 of Cups, and then for what you bring to the table, you have the Queen of Swords. So it is your intelligence, your way with words, your wit, problem-solving skills. And I really like that you're showing up as a high communicator because that is exactly what is missing in so many platonic and romantic relationships. You have a great ability to put your feelings into words in a way that can be understood and that they actually get through and land. It's like you can talk your way through the walls of some who can be hard of hearing when it comes to matters of the heart. And you also bring a refreshing honesty to the table and sometimes a willingness to say what needs to be said, even when it's hard. You'll be the one to address the elephant in the room if need be. And this is good because it keeps all the issues from multiplying in the dark. And calling out issues is usually probably pretty productive for you because you can handle the ensuing conversation fairly and like with tact and diplomacy. So for what you need to heal, you have the 3 of Cups. And this feels like a call to expand your definition of love and to heal early messaging that it's a finite resource. Also to release the idea of like one best friend, one love of your life, or even more demanding that one person be both of those. And so what is it the Greeks say? That there's 8 types of love? Experience them all. Give them all. Be open to receiving them all. In our culture, we way put romantic love on the be-all, end-all pedestal. But like it says here, this is a journey, and maybe it's made of stepping stones with people that will come and go so that you can know each one of those types of love. Also, pay attention to putting silver medals around your friendships or familial love. Like, why do we lose so many important connections to family and to community or to our social circle, our soul tribe, when we partner up? I don't know the answer. I'm asking you. This card is sometimes associated with cheating, though I typically don't get that from it. I don't go that route, but I would consider it more of a polyamory vibe in this context. But for one or two of you out there, it is only fair for me to mention that you may need to work with a therapist or supportive friends to heal from past infidelity, and be honest with yourself, if it's you that struggled with it. And you may need to examine your relationship to monogamy and decide, yes, this is my value system, or no, I have a different value system, and adjust into the necessary maturity level accordingly. And so for how to approach vulnerability, you have the 9 of Cups. And so you maybe heard that to attract what you wish for, you have to align with the feeling of having it, not the feeling of lacking it, right? So approach with open arms to receive love in all of its forms without filtering any out or like relegating them to second place or not being enough. It's like that widens that gap of lack for your consciousness to fall into, if that makes any sense. So it says journey. You could also exchange the word process, and the end goal is not reached by like an old school Mario warp tube. The journey is what prepares you for that match or connections. And there's love of one form or another every step of the way. So take it in and receive it fully. Let it flow through you and back to them. Experience it in the, safer ways to see what the real deal, the unconditional, feels like. And then you'll recognize it in the right partner, because someone who attracts people with codependency, trauma bonding, love bombing, lies, they won't feel anything like that energy. And it's like a vibration and a current that only has meaning in its dynamic movement from one heart to another or to many. And it's not a thing that can be held onto or can't be stolen from you. And it's not owed or owned. So that's what I have for you at the moment. And if you would like me to pull one more card as a clarifier just for you, comment stack 2 and I will do that for you. Thank you. All right, stack 3, the skunk. Your overall energy, you have listen. The secrets of the sea become apparent when we listen to the sound within the shells. Okay, so wait, I want to go this way. You have the Ace of Wands, the 7 of Wands, and for what you bring to the table, you have Justice. That's the order I pulled them in. So, okay, here we go. Your power of balance is like to the point of being legendary almost. You have a way of being such a great counterpart because of your ability to counterbalance, to counteract. I think you realize that you have a balanced in order to have a balanced relationship, that the world can't revolve around you. But even more importantly, to prevent losing yourself in something like that, it can't revolve around them either. And you're great at that recentering. And you understand so keenly the importance of equal give and take in any relationship. I think you know better than to go long without speaking up to have your needs met as soon as you feel that balance tipping. Or if it does tip, that you have a mutual understanding, that, you know, mutual support that happens at different times, because we all need to be able to go back and forth between being the strong one and then allowing ourselves to be supported when we're weak. It's like you can't always be the strong one. So sometimes, you know, the scales are tipped one way or the other, but it's that understanding that it's not tipped in one way for the long term. And yeah, you're not likely to waste your time with someone who won't meet you halfway, or someone who doesn't match your offer at the table, who isn't bringing what an equivalent. So for what you need to heal, 7 of Wands. Boundary issues. So before you go looking to connect with people, learn about your limits and how to enforce them. The Justice energy is more about your standards, whereas this is more about your limits. And the Justice energy shows that you have such a great ability to compromise, which is great, but there are just times when you shouldn't. And there's people who see someone willing to negotiate and they're, you know, kind of all too ready to take advantage of that. So you may have to address some perfectionism or conflict avoidance. Like, work on allowing people to be mad at you because they don't respect your boundaries. It's like that's their problem, not yours. And with your theme being listen to how people respond when you stand up for yourself. It's going to tell you a lot about what they think of you. With Justice, it's already obvious that you're a great listener, but watch for ways that you might not hear when someone is telling you who they are because you're trying to be objective. Objectivity is a positive trait, but like anything, should be balanced out with information supplied by your intuition. And so, how to approach vulnerability. Ace of Wands. This is perfect. I love it. Con gusto. And with creativity, a newness. Every time new. Each new connection, like platonic or romantic, is just that, a brand new beginning, a whole new story. It's not a continuation of the last one. So there's a surrender of expectations and an acceptance of the moment, an immersion in the moment. And it's an energy of potential. It may be the spark of a long burning wildfire, or it could fizzle out as soon as it began, but damn it if you're not going to be fully present for all of it, I'm seeing. And it's like, yeah, this may or may not go anywhere, but it won't be because you were boring. Ace of Wands is a set of car keys, right? Whether they lead to a profitable DoorDash gig or a fiery crash is up to what you do with them. And with listen as your overall energy, if you're paying attention, if you're upholding your standards, maintaining your boundaries, you can recognize when something won't be worth your long-term investment. And you can start new somewhere else. The thing is not becoming bogged down by preconceived judgments, but let each new connection have the same first chance without like projecting baggage onto it. Clear your energy each time and apply this Justice energy, giving each person a fair shot. A fair shot for each person that you don't yet know. And this is going for friendships or dating, you know, whichever it applies for you, whatever kind of relationship you're going for. But that's what I have for you for now. And if you want me to pull a clarifier, comment stack 3. I will pull one more card just for you to narrow this down for you. Okay, thank you.